on this computer.
And you are placing my videos in that PB Works, right? Every time.
I think so. One, for some reason, did not post, and I don't know why. I think you said you didn't get it. I went back to check, and I couldn't figure out why it did record. But I've clicked the recording button for this one. It's recording. I think you can see a red button saying record at the top. And now I'm going to share my screen with you. All right, so what you should see is, you should just see a template, I think, that says introduction, paraphrase, main body, explain, explain further. This is what the guy, Chris Pell, is asking you to do. Now, I heard you say that you spent your time doing blah, 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 which is maybe learning prepositions, identifying that I had misused some, or whatever the case may be. But the main thing that he focuses on, first, before you start to write, you have to understand the structure and the format. You have to understand, as far as I'm concerned, what I said about phrasal verbs, academic vocabulary, and transitional phrases. Somewhere you need to be able to put those things, those concepts, those ideas, those tricks, these techniques into your writing. Before you start to write, you need to first understand what is being asked of you to write. Now, before I go further, is this the paragraph, is this the essay that you were talking about?
Yes, yes, this is the one I was talking about.
Okay,
the colored one.
Do you want to point out what it is that you're saying so that I can quickly clarify something?
You marked it in green color and yellow color, so I'm not sure why you marked that one.
Okay, this was really for me to try to put what you said into this format. I was just moving it so I'll know that I had used it. It wasn't to say that this was wrong or this was incorrect. This was wrong or right. I wasn't saying that this is right or this is wrong. This was just for me to try to understand what you conceived as appropriate for sentence 1, sentence 2, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Okay. Again, I'm not saying that this is right or wrong. It's just for me not to know that we've already used it. All right. Any other questions?
No, just one thing. Actually, my battery is getting down. I just need to put it, connect the battery.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay. Oh.
Sorry for that.
No worries, no worries. Now, we can go through your paragraph by paragraph, or we can start a new one. Which would you prefer?
Anything should be fine. Maybe
okay.
We'll go with my paragraph.
Okay, so here's your paragraph. This is the format that Chris is talking about using. You have your introduction, your main body, blah, 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 and the second part is the same, and then you have your conclusion. So for your introduction, you have, some say that teenagers' time is the happiest period for a person, while others would argue that the adult's life is the happiest one. This is
your essay. This is your essay.
They are going to go to the movies. For example, they're going to go to the movies. No, I'm sorry. This is yours. This one's yours. This is yours. Some say that teenagers' time is the happiest, and the essay will argue that adolescence. So for me, for the most part, This is okay. We put it up here. Then we look for the main topic. We're looking for the topic. We're looking for the topic. Only the topic. We're looking only for the topic. And your topic sentence is going to be children enjoy spending time with their friends. And I get this out of here. I'm only looking for the one thing, which is I summarized for you. Children are enjoying their time with their friends. Then we want to explain it. I want you to understand that you're not writing complete thoughts. You're just writing one thing, one complete sentence if you can. And in this case, adolescence is a time for young people to delight in each moment. And you've got something down here about that. Okay?
Yes.
Let's see if I can move this so I don't have to move so much. All right, so there. Then the next paragraph or the next thing is we're going to explain it. What exactly does this mean? I'm sorry, further explain what does this mean? You're explaining more about your main topic, right?
Yep.
And the next thing that you say is this type of freedom provide opportunities for exposure to ideas and opinions from a variety of people in our age group. That is a complete sentence and a complete thought. Now we're going to give examples of how children enjoy spending their time with their friends. And you've got something. Anyway, you've got something in here somewhere, all right? Do you understand so far these two sentences? Rajesh, they're just sentences. And then you have your examples. We did the exact same thing for the main body topic. We did the exact same thing. We found a topic sentence. This time we're talking about adults. Adults enjoy the benefits of employment and earning wages, which allows them the freedom to pay for family entertainment. So explain that. Explain what that looks like. Children are able to participate in extracurricular activities, and further explain this. Activity engagement provides an outlet for parents to listen to conversation beyond what children are taught in school. For example, now we've used the word for example here, and we might change that to, instead of saying for example, what else could you say?
For this reason.
Well, not exactly for this reason, because based upon what you've got here, for this reason, a recent survey conducted by WHO, for this reason means that the WHO organization conducted the experiment.
For instance, we
could say for instance, very good. For instance, we could say for instance, okay? And the only reason I'm saying that we could say for instance is because we've already said for example. It does not mean that it is incorrect or you wouldn't get points, but you want to find alternatives to some words that are used frequently. Then the last part of what you're going to do is write your conclusion. You're going to write your conclusion based on the details about the teenagers and freedoms they experience. It is the adult, this is your opinion, that receives the greater benefit because of the ability to finance family experiences. Okay, so there is your conclusion. And the only thing that I did when I combined my paragraphs, some say, I just copied exactly what it was. I just took this and this and this and put it down here. And then I added in my phrasal verbs, academic vocabulary, transitional phrases to get my 222 words. So if you follow this format, which you did not follow it because of all of this information that is here, it isn't following the format. Do you understand?
Yeah, I got it. I gone through everything. I am.
Okay. So if we were to create, I don't know, do you have one now that you could give me that you could write about?
Um,
Do you have an example? Let me see if I can quickly find one.
I don't have anything right now. I need to check my.
Okay, I think I have one. I'll have one.
Okay. I will tomorrow. I'll prepare one essay and send it to you. I already prepared one essay, but I forgot to send it to you. I'll send one more. I'll prepare the one more and I'll then send it to you with this structure.
Okay. So
But I want to know like where exactly I'm lacking, like whether grammatical sentence is not correct.
see, Rajesh, it doesn't matter about the grammar, because the grammar is going to change based upon what you write. And I will tell you, I'm not a grammarian, so I can't give you the rule. I can't tell you why it's wrong or why it is better to not use what you use. But I can tell you, I believe do you see this prompt? Some people believe that teaching at home is best for a child.
I'm not able to see anything.
Okay, let me stop
I'm
sharing.
only seeing that Word document. I'm just seeing.
Okay. Now, do you see this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to just copy this one. And, okay. Let's see. Okay, do you see the Word document or no? No.
No.
Okay, let me share again. Okay, now do you see I spent 45 minutes on this document?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take that out, and now we're going to do one today. Okay, so this is the format that you should, this is the structure. All right, here is some people believe that teaching children at home is best for child's development, while others think it is important for blah, 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 blah. Discuss the advantages of both methods and give your opinion. Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples from your own knowledge or experience, and write at least 250 words. Okay, you got that? Paraphrase this for me. Some people believe that teaching children at home is best for a child's development, while others think that it is important for children to go to school. How would you summarize that?
Some people um, some people think that if.
I'm listening.
Okay. Some people think that children's
Set timer for 5
will
minutes.
get good development when they are teaching in the.
Some people believe that.
Some people think that, because already belief is there, that child's development will happen when they are when they are teach in home.
Okay. Now, what is your
While
main?
others,
Okay.
while while actually they have used, maybe instead of that, instead of while. Is there any other word is there instead of while?
Well, let's just go with the one that you have. Well, you can always go back and change it, but the idea is to get going. You can always change it. You only have whatever minutes you have. Go ahead and complete your thought, then go back and change it. Do you understand? Complete your thought, then go back and change it if need be.
While others think it happens only when children go to school.
So what goes after this word? Teached in home.
Teach it in home, while others believe it will happen only if children go to school.
Okay, main body sentence, which is your first sentence. This is your topic sentence. What is it that you want to start out? You've given me your introduction by paraphrasing. Now, what is your main topic?
Main topic is child's development. Child's development in womb.
In womb? Spell the word for me.
HOME.
Home.
This is the topic, right?
Okay. Okay. Now explain this topic to me. What does this mean? Childhood development at home. And of course, this is not a complete sentence.
Correct. It is not the correct complete sentence.
This is not a complete sentence. So I need a complete sentence. Okay, so we only have like one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, on the one hand, child's.
No. We are explaining something. Are you finishing this? Are you finishing the main body topic?
Yes.
You finished? Okay, but we know that this is not a complete sentence. So what you're doing now is explaining childhood development in home. You could say you can't start your sentence with on the one hand. And the reason I'm telling you that you cannot start your first sentence with on the one hand is because you have not talked about either hand. You could say, for example, to begin with, that would
be,
and then you can say on the other hand. But you can't start out talking about something for the very first time and say on the one hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so you could start out with
maybe if you have shown me the
If I shown you what?
Like any sentence, maybe I can able to understand. Example.
Okay, but this is new. This is a new prompt. This is one that you haven't seen before. So we're talking about childhood development in home. So, Rajesh, since you are a parent, since you do have children in your home, you could look at, as an example, your children at home. Do you believe
by talking to them?
no.
Talking to them.
This is true by talking with them, but you cannot start your sentence with by talking to them. It has to be just one complete sentence. You could say, I believe teaching my children at home has great value. Period. Explain childhood development in your home. In my home, my children are able to observe how things are done in an organized manner. Right at this point, Chris is asking you not to think the entire paragraph. Don't think the entire paragraph. He just wants you to give a complete sentence. That is all that he's asking. So this is what I'm going to suggest that you do. I don't want you to send me anything other than this completed. Just complete this chart.
Okay.
When you complete this chart, I want you to ask yourself, is this a complete sentence? Okay. If it isn't a complete sentence, then you need to go and correct it as a complete sentence. When you give an example, I want you to look at the example to see if it is a complete sentence as it relates to this part. This is the same as this, and then you have your conclusion. I'll send you the one that is already done. Now let's take a quick look at your paraphrase. This is the document itself that says some people believe that teaching children at home is best for a child's development, while others think that it is important for children to go to school. This is what you wrote, or this is what you're writing. Some people think that child's development will happen when they are taught in home, while others believe it will happen only if children go to school. That's fine. You did change some of it. If you can't think of anything else, let's go with that. Now, here's the problem with your paraphrase. Some people think that child's development. Here we have the word child, and we could call this word, let's call this adolescence. We're going to change this to adolescent.
Okay.
Some people think that adolescent development, and you, well, let's just the adolescence, that's the end. Let's see. Adolescence will, no, I want to keep that word. Adolescent development will happen, will occur. Adolescent, what happened to me? Adolescent development will occur when they are taught, not teached, taught in home. It's not in home, within the home. Within the home. While others believe it will happen. What is the it? Others believe adolescent development will happen only if children go to school. If school attendance is mandatory. Now, Well, they didn't say only here. So this only means it has to happen. I don't think it says only, while others think it is important. They say that it's important. Others believe adolescent development will happen if school attendance, so it wouldn't be mandatory if the child attends school. Now, mine is not the only, this is not the only paraphrase out there, but this is just one. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's just say that we chose this one as our adolescent phrase or our paraphrase. Then it is up to you to come up with a sentence, a topic sentence. And it may be that you don't understand what a topic sentence is. So we've talked a lot today, but the goal of this conversation today was for you to understand how to write a paragraph. I'm going to extend this Control C. This will probably be the only time that I will extend a lesson for you, because I want you to get this, and it may be that I might not have a lesson for you tomorrow. I don't know that, but it may be that I won't, because a determination will be made about where my mother's going to go after she leaves the hospital, and I don't know that they're discharging her within the next 2 days. So let me now go and see if I can find a template that you can follow. Class 1, H. Messages. Okay, this one is 250. Control C. This prompt is for 250 words. Okay, I'm coming back to. I want to know if you can see this one that says it's 40 minutes. Do you see that one? I just made.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to write a paragraph, write a topic about a person's work nowadays seems to be judged according to the social status and material possessions. Old-fashioned values such as honor, kindness, and trust no longer seem to be important. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? Give reasons for your answer and include any relevant examples. Write at least 250 words. Okay, here is the here's the prompt. A person's worth and value nowadays seems to be judged according to status and material possessions. Social status and wealth of individuals. It is considered, let's see, it is considered by some that the old-fashioned values are no longer important. Now, for me, it's not necessary to write all that, but if I find that I don't have enough words at the end, I'll go back and put some in there. At the moment, my goal is just to be clear that I'm writing something down and I'm watching the clock. The main body topic, I first have to declare what is my opinion, because it asks me, do I agree or disagree? It's asking me that, and I need to be sure that I am answering it. So I'm going to say, Although there are many viewpoints on status, I believe, although there are many viewpoints on status, I believe that whatever it was, old-fashioned ideas are relevant today. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about in this little box here in this quadrant. Although there are many viewpoints on status, I believe that old-fashioned ideas are relevant today. I remember a time while visiting my grandma. She constantly reminded me that I should pick up after myself. Explain further. Growing up and learning about values creates opportunities to learn skills in a systematic manner for potential growth and financial gain. Okay, example. For example, when I turned 18 years of age, my dad promised to purchase a car for me if I had good grades in my final year of high school. Okay, so there is whatever it is that I wrote. My paragraph 2, my main body topic of paragraph 2 is to what extent do you agree or disagree with this opinion? My next topic is going to be about me being an adult, reaching adulthood has provided me Last year, I was promoted to the position of, I don't know, that was a great Well, I'm going to put it for example, but before I finish, I will change that. But I'm going to put for example.
Okay.
Then when I get to my conclusion, I just look back up here and I'll just choose, I'm just going to choose a sentence. Control C. I'm just choosing any sentence that I want. And for my second sentence, I'm just going to choose any sentence that I want. I'm not even reading the sentence, I'm just choosing one. And so in conclusion, I'm just going to write, in conclusion, had it not been for the reminders from my grandma to pick up after myself, I doubt that I would be as responsible in my employment today. And okay, so I've got that. That's that sentence that I copied. Then I'm going to go and talk about that last one. Last year I was promoted to the position. So as an office manager within within my company, the responsible as an office manager within my company. I don't want to use the word responsible because I have it here. The level of support that I receive from the 10 people I supervise. Okay, as an office manager within my company, the level of support that I receive from the 10 people I supervise is a direct correlation to the values, to the old-fashioned values I learned as a child. Okay, now I know we don't have our 250 words, but this is what you will do. You'll go, if I can do it here, Control C, file, new. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing right now, but I'll show you. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
While others follow, you see that?
No, I'm just
okay,
saying only the template.
Okay, do you see
only the template?
Okay, you don't see what's, okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna share again. Okay, I just copied everything from the other, you see the green?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so I just copied everything word for word. I'm going to take this out now. This was the original template, okay? And I'm just moving my sentences up, Control C, B. No, I don't need that one anymore. Oh, no, I go this way. I combine it. Copy, 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 copy. Delete, insert. I want to insert, distribute. Anyway, I'm trying to combine, but I don't want to take too much of my own time. Control C. I'm just moving everything up. But I know I should be able to. Oh, I know why I couldn't combine it. I couldn't combine it because of that red line down there. That yellow line.
Okay. Okay.
And let's just delete this one out. Delete. Delete. They're not the same size. That's why I couldn't combine them. Now I'm just combining all of these rows. Combine. Why am I not able to combine it? All right, well, it still didn't let me combine it, so I'm going to combine it this way. See? Merge. Maybe I can only merge two at a time. Merge cells. Merge. Okay. Cut. And merge. Okay, I'm almost there. Control C. Okay, so here we are. Do you understand exactly what I've done?
Yep.
Okay, so here, I know this is not 400. Shift. C. Here. Okay, you only need it, I think 250 words, right?
Yeah. 250 to 70 should be fine.
Okay, so here we have 276 words, right?
That should be fine.
So you have your word count. Sometimes it just depends. You may not have enough, and that's when you go in and you add your phrasal verbs, your academic vocabulary, and your transitional phrases. I already know that I've used lots of transitional phrases. I know I use pick up, so that's my phrasal verb. My transitional verbs, phrases, for example, they're there, and lots of academic vocabulary. So there are a variety of viewpoints today about the social status and wealth of individuals. It is considered by some that the old-fashioned values are no longer important. Okay, would you agree that that captures what the prompt was sufficiently? It doesn't matter. So although there are many viewpoints on status, I believe that the old-fashioned ideas are relevant today. That's the exact sentence that I had. I remember a time while visiting my grandma, she constantly reminded me that I should pick up after myself. Growing up and learning about values creates opportunities to learn skills in a systematic manner for potential growth and financial gain. That is the sentence. For example, when I turned 18 years of age, my dad promised to purchase a car for me if I had good grades in my final year of high school. Reaching adulthood has provided me with many opportunities to share my knowledge with the people I train. Last year, I was promoted to the position of office manager, and I held the position for the performance, and I'm held responsible for the performance of 10 people. The level of responsibility I hold has won me the trust, honor, and adoration that came from the old-fashioned values I learned as a child. For example, you can, instead of here, I said I would change that for example, but I wanted to just go ahead and put in something so I could remember. Then I would say, as a child, I can remember being punished by a relative once for saying that I had completed all of my chores and this was not the truth. My failure to complete my chores resulted in others not being able to complete their tasks. In conclusion, had it not been for the reminders from my grandma, that sentences appear somewhere, to pick up after myself, I doubt that I would be responsible I would be as responsible in my employment today. As an office manager, this was in that second paragraph, within my company, the level of support that I receive from the 10 people I supervise is a direct correlation to the old-fashioned values I learned as a child. Okay? Do you understand? Do you understand?
I think I have to read this one completely.
Okay.
I understand the structure what you're trying to put, but I want to read all each and every word and sentence
So
to
here's the
understand you.
thing. Here's the thing that I want you to know, Rajesh, is that, let me go back to my template that I'm using. Let me stop sharing to make sure that you can see this. Stop sharing and then share again. Payment decline. Okay. This is your template over here to the right, this is your template. This is your template. The only thing that I want you to do, I don't want you to write a paragraph. I don't want you to write an essay. I want you to write a complete sentence. When you write a complete sentence, then I'm going to read your complete sentence and I'll tell you perhaps grammatically what is wrong with your sentence. But for you to put everything together, and most of it is not in the order to reciprocate this chart or this diagram or whatever it is that you would wish to call this. It is important that you understand the structure. Before you do anything, you need to understand the structure. And the reason I say that you need to understand the structure, when you understand the structure, your sentence grammar in most cases should fall in place correctly or near correct. But if your structure is wrong, then it's almost irrelevant as to whether your grammar, if you're having problems with the grammar. Because in one situation, the grammar is going to change subject to whether you're talking about present perfect, past perfect, present continuous, whether it's a noun, verb, adjective, it just depends. So you still need to have the structure. It can be grammatically incorrect, but the structure needs to be there. So let's try to work on that. But now, this is my time. So your 30 minutes is up. But now I just want to make sure that if I'm teaching you, that if I can correct something, I'll correct it. This is your paragraph. Where is the error that I made in mine? This is the one that I wrote. Okay, you can just read it. Read it out loud, then you will hear it, and then I will hear it as well. Can you read this? Some say
that teenagers' time is the happiest period for a person, while others would argue that the adult's life is the happiest one. This essay will argue that while adolescents are having a good time, it is the adult that enjoys more happiness in spite of more responsibilities.
Is there
Children,
any grammatical mistakes in this paragraph?
no.
Okay, let's go to paragraph number 2.
Children enjoy spending time with their friends. Adolescence is a time for young people to direct each moment. This type of freedom provides opportunities for exposure to different ideas and opinions from a variety of other people in their age group. For example,
no, any mistakes in this paragraph?
Oh, it still looks good. I'm not able to see find anything.
Okay, paragraph 3.
For example, they are able to go to the movies, sporting events, and fast food restaurants, sometimes without adult supervision.
Any grammatical mistakes there?
No.
Okay, next paragraph.
Adults enjoy the benefits of employment and earning wages, which allows them the freedom to pay for family entertainment. Children are able to.
Any mistakes in paragraph 4?
No.
Go to 5.
Children are able to participate in extracurricular activities.
Any problems there?
To participate in extracurricular activities. No.
Okay, number 6.
Activity engagement provides an outlet for parents to listen the conversation beyond what children are taught in school. No grammatical mistakes.
Okay, number 7.
For example, a recent survey conducted by WHO shows employed people can afford to register children in extracurricular activities, own homes, and can afford to take family trip together, which contributes to their happiness.
Any problems grammatically there?
No.
Okay, number 8.
In conclusion, based on the above details about the teenagers and the freedom they experience, it is the adult they receives the greater benefits because of the ability to finance family experiences.
Any grammatical mistakes there that you can recognize?
No,
Okay,
I'm not able.
so that is the only document that I think that I've written. And sometimes when you're reading it, you're hearing something perhaps. But anyway, thank you so much. Any questions before we go today?
No, you send me the document which I just paraphrased the introduction. I'll fill up the remaining things and then I'll send it to you.
That is correct. That is the only thing that I want you to send. If you send something else, I'm not going to look at it, and I'll be going over this exact same thing in class to tell you what the next step would be. But it is nothing more than practice, practice, practice. You don't have to just limit yourself to this one document. You can find other documents and practice writing your one sentences. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.